It's playoff time.
This is win or go home.
Come on, keep battling.
It's time for these boys to rise up.
You guys on three, 1, 2, 3.
Playoff teams need a certain mentality. We are not going fishing. That means we are not going down. We are not going to panic.
The Joker. What can't this man do?
We are not giving up.
Donovan Mitchell taking over.
When the smoke clears, we will still be standing.
There is nothing like playoff basketball.
Out of boat up. Got to send them fishing, baby.
The job's not done. We may have to prove it again and again.
Curry.
One game and one series at a time.
Doesn't matter who win it, lose. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yes.
When you compete as a team, we're very hard to beat. Luka's a big-time player.
Luka Magic in full bloom.
It's great to have guys that's been battle tested.
Look out below.
You know Ant-Man's ready.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the playoffs, y'all.
Intensity is crazy. Every game matters. You know there's a lot more work to be done, and we'll do it.
I got a question for you.
Who's going fishing?
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
But that's what the playoffs are about. Facing the pressure. Proving the non-believers wrong. And fighting for that crown. Tyler Hero and the Heat beat the Bulls and the Hawks to make the playoff field. Now they step up a weight class. Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs, the #1 seed in the East. They meet in the playoffs for the first time. Next on TNT. Easter Sunday and the NBA playoffs. Great day to rise up. Thanks for being with us. It's TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by CarMax. Here we are in Studio J in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. I think it was tough yesterday watching playoff hoops.
It was fun.
Wanted to get in here.
It was fun. I watched every game.
Have you really?
It was unbelievable yesterday just sitting
Quite
around.
the flex, huh, Kenny?
No.
He only gets paid to watch basketball.
I don't watch. Come on. You always lie when you say that. You act like you watch every NBA game. Stop it. Knock it off.
The ones I get paid to watch.
Knock it off.
We can't wait for this. Are you excited about tonight?
I sure am.
Good. I'll bet you are. Here's our doubleheader. We start in Cleveland, the Heat and the Cavs, and then we take it to Houston. Warriors and Rockets. Cannot wait to watch that series. All that experience on the Golden State side.
It's going to mean absolutely nothing.
Really?
Absolutely
Stop
nothing.
it, Chuck.
Not to my young Rockets.
Listen,
Yeah.
all right, who would you rather have you
go
cook
for-
your food? Somebody who's never cooked or somebody who's had experience cooking?
Yeah.
Well,
Who's a
I'm
chef?
taking the non-cookers tonight.
All right, the non-cookers. First order of business tonight. We have the honor of announcing the finalists for the regular season awards, the Kia Performance Awards. And you can't do that without Nicole Talbert of Ernst & Young, a frequent visitor
Yes.
to Studio J. And I did not know this up until a few minutes ago. Still celebrating the Florida Gators NCAA
Wait a minute.
championship, as a
You
matter
said
of
she's a
fact.
frequent visitor. She comes once a year.
No, she's here a lot of nights for all of these.
Yeah, once a year.
No,
You didn't know her
third
apartment
time,
was
dummy.
behind in the cyber world
come on.
back there. You know, when I go behind
Thank
the screen,
you,
I pass
Nicole.
her
We
apartment.
appreciate you.
She's much better than that ugly dude who comes out here later.
I don't even know who you're talking
Mark.
about.
I'll take his
I'm
name,
not going to
Mark.
say Mark Broussard.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
golly, that's not nice. That's not nice. So here we go. We've got several awards. The finalists which we're going to reveal. And I obviously would like your help in doing this. Would you like to be a part of this?
Yes, I would.
How about for the Kia Most Improved Player?
Read it now, because usually when I touch the envelope, yours.
Yeah, you can go right now.
right.
The George Mikan Trophy goes to the winner of this, and these are the finalists.
These are the finalists.
These are the finalists. This is not the winner.
Okay, yeah,
Three
because I
finalists.
okay. The Kia Most Improved Player finalists:
Didn't I say
Cade
that?
Cunningham
Cade Cunningham.
from Detroit Pistons, Dyson Daniels from the Atlanta Hawks, and Ivica Zubac for the LA Clippers.
The Zubats.
Zubats, okay, for the LA
good.
Clippers.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. How about for the Defensive Player of the Year?
Oh, you sure you don't want to read this? You know, you
This is appropriate because it's the Akeem Olajuwon Trophy.
Hakeem Olajuwon trophy.
Yeah, the guy who got you your 2 trophies.
Oh, who got you?
You
yours?
just bringing him water. you just bought him water when he got.
No name.
You just bought him water during Ramadan.
Silence.
Damn,
Silence
Marley
is
couldn't
golden.
come through, bro.
Silence is golden. Who helped you win the championship?
Nobody.
Thank you. All right. Defensive Player of the Year. From the Atlanta Hawks. Dyson Daniels, up for 2 awards here.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a season this year. And from the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green. And from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley.
Very nice. Well done. Would you hand that to the Chuckster? This would be for the Kia NBA Clutch Player of the Year, who gets the Jerry West Trophy.
Rest in peace, Jerry West.
Indeed.
Great man. From the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson. From the Minnesota Timberwolves, Mr. Anthony Edwards. And from the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic.
There you go, your 3 finalists for Clutch Player of the Year. How about the Kia Sixth Man?
Oh, wow. We're getting more.
It's a bunch of awards.
I didn't know we were doing them all tonight.
Malik Beasley from the Detroit Pistons, Ty Jerome from the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Peyton Pritchard from the Boston Celtics.
Thank you very
that's
much.
a tough race there.
Thank you very much.
That's a tough race.
We can give him the trophy in person when we go up there for the Eastern Conference Finals. That ain't that tough.
This would be for the
Malik's having a hell
got
of a
the Rookie
year.
of the Year here, correct?
Oh, the Rookie
Check it out.
of the Year, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen. The Rookie of the
Wilt
Year.
Chamberlain Trophy.
What? The Rookie of the Year? Wilt Chamberlain? Wow. From the San Antonio Spurs, Stephon Castle. From the Atlanta Hawks, Zachary Ricochet. And from the Memphis Grizzlies, Jalen Well. Now, Ernie, did I say his name?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I just want them. I don't want.
No, you did.
I don't want to pronounce his name incorrectly when he's getting an award. Thank you.
Or it might be getting
might-
an
yeah,
award.
might be getting an
'cause
award.
You don't know how to say Jalen?
Again, these
No.
are the finalists.
You say
boys
from
and
the Atlanta
girls.
Hawks. Who's that?
Zachary Ricochet.
Ricochet. Ricochet.
I
There
just
you
said it
go.
correctly and you didn't
How
hear me.
about give the Chuckster this one?
The Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year.
This is going to be tough right here. I ain't going to lie. But these are the best
Did
guys.
one of them get fired?
Nope.
Oh.
Red Auerbach Trophy, by the way, goes to the winner.
From the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kenny Atkinson. From the Detroit Pistons, J.B. Bickerstaff. And from the Houston Rockets, Imi Udoka.
Wow, that's
There
a
you
tough
go.
race.
That's a
Those are
tough group
three
right
very
there.
good
That's
ones
a
right
tough
there.
group.
I only got one envelope left, and this is for the MVP.
That's you, Ernie. You're the MVP of this
The
group.
Michael Jordan Trophy, of course, going to the league's MVP.
Flash in the pan.
Here are your finalists for MVP. Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. So, there are all of your finalists.
Who are the 3 MVP? I'm sorry.
Giannis.
SGA,
Oh, SGA. Okay,
Jokic.
I didn't hear him say SGA. I was like, wait a minute.
He didn't say SG. He said Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay, yeah, threw me off. I'm used
Yeah, I
to
said
saying
his-
SGA.
actually-
threw me off. I was about to go crazy up in here.
Actually said his name.
Okay.
I could have said the Freak, SGA,
Right,
and the
that's it.
Joker.
Okay,
there you go. Those are,
Threw me off.
those are
Okay,
your
ready?
those are your finalists. Now, how about getting down to some playoff work as far as
Well, we're going to show this thing
We are going to show this thing.
Come on, man.
Beatdown.
Close your eyes, America.
There's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander,
The
also
MVP
known
right
as
there,
SGA.
y'all.
Okay.
All right. Nice little move by John Morant there, but look at Zach Edey getting blocked by Chet
Tell you what,
Holmgren.
man.
Gotta put
Give me
it
that.
on the rim, Zach.
Tell you what, this was over quick and painless right here, bro, y'all.
It was. It was
Stop the ball.
a thorough demolition.
Hey,
Hey, Chet Holmgren for three.
you know what the worst thing about this? You got to stay in Oklahoma City for 2 more days while
Well-
everybody looks at it.
12-point game after one, and then OKC goes 23-2 to start the second quarter.
Hey, man,
and included there was a 20-0 run.
Tell you what, man, their depth is incredible. You know, Sam Preston, Masai Ujiri, they're the best two general managers in this league by far.
Well, you'd have to give the edge to Sam because he's drafted 4 MVPs.
I know, I agree with that. But Sam is great, but
Drafted 4
I'm
guys
never.
who won the MVP award.
But I'm just saying that guy Masai Ujiri up in Toronto
yeah, no question.
is amazing.
Yeah,
Those are
Masai's
the best two. And some of these guys, they just stealing money. These other general managers.
It was a 32-point game at the half, 68-36. SGA, 15-point day, only 4 out of 13.
He just rested up a game, too.
From deep. Imagine that. Your best player, your MVP candidate, has kind of an off day, and you win the
They would
game
have
by
beat about 60 if he
120.
had had a good game.
Yeah, but you got the others playing well, so it don't matter, Ernie.
Yeah,
Tell you what, man, you
I'm
know,
just
I'm so
saying.
proud of that Lou Dort kid, man. He's a great defender, but he learned to shoot that ball. Now I'm really proud of that kid.
Do not adjust your sets. 131-80 is your final score as the
Remember in
Thunder.
high school?
The Thunder make it 10 straight wins over the Grizzlies.
Remember in high school when the coach wouldn't stop on the way home if he got beat? I wouldn't even feed the Grizzlies.
Wouldn't feed the
I
Grizzlies.
wouldn't feed the Grizzlies.
Can we please have some yakety yak?
You wouldn't feed them, Chuck?
I wouldn't feed them.
I love it. The goal tonight when we woke up was to win the game, and nothing else mattered, and we did that. So whatever it looks like, I'll take it as long as we win. I'm happy.
Regardless what the score is, whether you're up or down, you're always building habits. You're always setting a tone in a series. And I thought all the guys did a great job of just running through the finish line of the game. It's pretty predictable that they're going to be better and they're going to be motivated on Tuesday, and we need to have our mind wrapped around that.
What do you tell your guys after something after a game like this?
We'll never, play that bad again.
So what are the biggest color that you take away knowing there's only one loss you got another game coming up?
If we win Tuesday, the series 1-1. This game won't matter.
As Mark Dagnall pointed out, you talk about setting the tone. That certainly did. And a 51-point win is the 5th largest in playoff history. It is the largest game one margin of victory as the
That's
Thunder
crazy, man.
roll by 51. Zachary, what?
Ricochet.
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 Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
did a
from,
great job. He did. You were right
I'm not
on,
from France.
spot on.
We don't teach French down in Leeds, Alabama.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Y'all don't even have French toast.
We've got highlights of the Celtics and the Magic on the way.
TNT NBA Tip-Off is brought to you by CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Easter suit, fresh as you'd expect.
Fresh as hell.
I did kind of do that. I did kind of say, you know what? It's
Purple
Easter
Easter.
Sunday.
Gotta wear that purple Easter.
Yeah,
Dude, you wear a nice suit all the time. Stop it.
No, but the colors.
I don't know how to take that,
Those
Chuck,
are
but
Easter
thank
colors.
you.
You always,
I appreciate that very
Easter
much.
colors.
Ernie, you're always fly.
Let's jump into the vault. What do you say? Or at least open the door.
You got the shakes over there. You got the shakes. Oh, look at you. Chuckster. Awesome. Nice. That was tremendous.
There was absolutely no doubt he was going to make that happen. You can't put a chocolate chip cookie that close to the
anything
Chuckster
with-
and not have it.
Anything with
disappear.
food, Chuck makes it look
That was a challenge. Can you have a cookie on your forehead? And he did it
Without touching it.
10 times. 10 times times in a row.
In a row.
10 times in a row he did that.
And that's my last cookie for a minute.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Since
really?
when that happened,
No. Because I'm going on my diet tomorrow. My playoff diet.
Oh, that was no.
You're not going on no diet.
I am.
No, you're not.
Don't lie.
No, you're
Shout
not.
out to Row Health.
I thought you were already on one.
I know,
going
I'm
on
starting a new one. I got a company I'm sponsoring now called Row Health. Y'all go to the
He's not
website.
going on no diet.
What time out.
Kenny, he's not
What
going
is a
on
diet?
Take a shot once a week.
That's not a diet.
Yes, I'm taking a shot.
That's not a diet.
I need somebody to teach me how to do the shot, though. Any nurses around here?
No, a
I
diet
can show you
is
how to
when
do
you
that. I've
change-
done other ones.
When you change
Chuck,
your
just take
eating
it.
habits.
I got to, because it comes in a little vial. I got to.
I've done it for different reasons. I've done it with a blood thinner before.
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Oh, but how do you get it? I got to get it in the syringe.
Listen, hey,
No, it's
listen.
already in the syringe.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That
That's the
Oh,
thing.
it should be.
No, it's not. That's why I'm going with. Y'all
right,
go to Row Health and come join me on this fat journey.
Anyway, you're on your own on that one.
You ain't going
Magic
on no
and
diet. You're cheating.
Celtics.
That's what you're doing.
I'm not cheating.
That's cheating.
Going to see a doctor ain't cheating.
Yeah, stop eating that fried chicken, cheater.
Yeah, you can't eat fried chicken and just take a shot.
Yeah, you know you can.
Apparently you can.
That theory.
And then wash it down with a bottle of syrup.
Jason Tatum connects.
Test that theory.
I'm going to test that theory.
Cole Anthony got blocked by Porzingis.
Hey, man, this dude,
back the other
this
way.
guy right here is just a shooter, man.
Like pin
He's
birthing.
unbelievable.
Rich, please, as they say up there
Hey,
in
get up
Boston.
there.
Hey,
Look at that move.
That's tough.
that's not a travel.
No, because it's
It
a
is,
style.
Chuck.
In our day, it was.
What the hell day is we in?
Well, they said
he
you can-
picked up both feet.
That's a travel, Chuck.
Hey, thank you. That's a travel, man.
Put your peach basket down and watch the highlights, okay? Here we go. Look at
You can't
Paulo
pick up both of your feet.
Listen, Allen Iverson carries too.
Yeah.
Newsflash.
Franz.
Wagner.
Yes.
They hung in there in the first half.
Yeah,
Boston
they're up
woke
49-48 at the half. And then
Boston must have got chewed out at halftime.
it was a methodical, business-like
the
approach in
Celtics
the second half.
Yeah, the
come the
Celtics going to be
champs.
tough on anybody.
Yeah, they're the champs.
Yeah, they just continue. It's a continuous waterfall.
Oh, I thought he was going to Dominique that.
They outscored them 55-37 in the second half.
That was just they just came out and just blew them out in the second half.
Yeah, they did. Jaylen Brown there. Derek White had himself a 30-piece.
Shoot
The
that
third
thing
game this year with at least 30. And then here's where everybody in Boston was holding their breath. Because Jason Tatum went down and grabbed that right wrist.
You'll be all right. Get some icy hot. Man up.
Stop trying to catch yourself, guys. I keep telling y'all that.
KCP gets called for a flagrant one.
There ain't no flagrant, Ernie.
I don't know about that.
There ain't
It's
no
called a flagrant one. And so how's Tatum? Going to stick around. Going to get back in there. Going to hit the long range three.
Listen, every great player know you only hurt on defense. You don't hurt on offense.
That's right. Tell him, Chuck.
Come on.
At least every great player from Leeds knows
No,
that.
I'm telling you.
Derek White again, and it's a 103-86 final. How about fast break points in this game? 26-4 in favor of the Celtics, who again outscore Orlando 55-37 in the second half and successfully begin their defense of their NBA title. You see the difference in the first and second halves there, and Boston turning it up after Orlando gave them something to think about there in the first half.
No, they didn't give them nothing to think about. They were just on cruise control.
Chuck lying on Easter about his cookie diet.
That's right.
Shame. No, I could have really done without this image.
Yeah, me too.
Why is he smiling?
Yeah.
Because he likes it.
Stop it.
So,
Stop it.
what did you think of the Celtics' second half? I could ask you about the first half too, but what did you think overall of the Celtics?
Well, second half, I'm sure Coach Mazzulla ripped them a new one, and they came out with much more focus in second half and play. And listen, I'm always talking about the others because what they did for me when it comes to winning championship. The others for the Boston, Pritchard and White, if they're playing like that, Boston has a really good chance of repeating. But OKC may have something to say about that. But They played well. They played like they were supposed to do. I agree with Chuck. They were on cruise control in the first half, and then the second half they said, okay, we're the champs. This is what we got to do. But kudos to Pritchard and Derek White.
Yep.
And you better stop disrespecting my Cavaliers, too. Talking about OKC already. That the team has the best record in the East is playing tonight. Don't act like they just automatically go into the finals.
Do you expect to see Cleveland do something that is Oklahoma City-like in being the #1 seed, and you play your first game and you said, look, you got no reason to be here, Miami?
I think it's different because Miami is Miami's not going to do what Memphis did. Miami is too methodical. They have a way they play basketball, but I do think they need to come out and set the tone because this could be a long series. I think Cleveland will win, but Miami is supposed to go have those guys ready. But the Heat are going. I mean, the Heat they're probably one of the best coached teams in the NBA. They won't get blown out, I don't think.
I always look at game 1 and 2 as 8 quarters in terms of you just have to win either the first 4 or the second 4 quarters. They're one unit, so there's a connectivity. So as John Morant said, if we win the next one, it's 1-1, and now it's pressure's on them. So you cannot, because those first 2 games on the road or at home, you can't look at them as one separate game. They are connected together. If you win game 1 and you're a home team, you gotta win game 2.
4 quarters. Oh,
damn, Ernie.
Is that a Coogee?
It is.
Just what now? Look at that.
I'm trying to think of when that was.
That's beautiful.
Spiro Ditas, Candace
No, not
Parker.
Spiro looks nice, and Candace looks great.
Yeah.
Spiro's always fly, though.
Yeah. We'll take a break, come back and wrap things up in a second.
You're going there, Ernie. I know you.
Hey, now all FanDuel customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every weekend of the NBA playoffs. Use your token on a same-game parlay or same-game parlay.
Undefeated.
Oh, undefeated.
I'm going undefeated in the playoffs.
Plus, you'll get bonus bets back if you don't win.
Undefeated.
Take the playoffs more on America's #1 sportsbook. Steph going 25, Jimmy Butler going 20.
Yep.
Jalen Green getting 20 in his playoff debut.
Yep.
Dylan Brooks getting 10 points.
Lock.
Yeah.
Lock.
Let me ask you a question. Roll that script back for a second, Peter, would you? Did I say the same thing over and over? Keep going back. Use your token on a same-game parlay or same-game parlay. Wow, I probably should have read that one over before I put it on the air. Anyway,
guarantee.
Would you like to guarantee your action tonight?
This is dangerous. I know I work with some
It
fools.
always is.
I'm going to win tonight. I'm going undefeated.
Guarantee it.
Guarantee.
Oh, it's the old ping pong balls in the Raptors routine.
This never gets old.
Y'all saw him hit me.
This never gets old.
Come on. Y'all hurt me, man.
I'm a ping pong ball in the ceiling.
Yeah, man, y'all got this thing in my Diet Coke, man.
That's part of your new diet.
That's right.
It'll be Miami and Cleveland in the first round.
The work doesn't stop now, just getting started. Got to turn up our intensity, go be us.
This entire season leading up to this point is Heat culture. We're ready for the challenge.
We are in for a treat.
Downtown Cleveland on this Easter Sunday evening, where it has been nearly a decade since this city exercised its championship demons, and now a new crop of Cavaliers believes that it is their time to write their own championship script beginning tonight. As we welcome you to first round coverage on TNT, it's presented by NerdWallet. First round, best of 7, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the 1 seed in the East, and the Miami Heat, first ever 10 seed to make their way through the play-in and into the postseason bracket. And look at where the two teams sit. Winner of this one moving on to take on the winner between Indiana and Milwaukee. And with that, we say welcome to downtown Cleveland. Happy Easter. Spiro Ditas, so happy to be hanging out over the first couple of rounds of the playoffs with the great Candace Parker. We'll hear from Dennis Scott in just a couple of minutes. Candace, let's dive right in. What a year one here for Kenny Atkinson. 60-plus wins, 3 All-Stars, just completely flipped the script for this team. And now the only question left, can they take that next step?
Well, Kenny Atkinson said in his first press conference, health is wealth. And this team is coming into this playoff series healthy, which is number one. Again, 15 wins to start the season. Donovan Mitchell, numbers aren't gaudy like we're used to seeing. He's taken a step back. His team has taken a step forward. They've unlocked Mobley. They've been able to unlock Garland. And guess what? 64 wins later in the regular season. Let's see if it'll translate into the playoffs.
It's crazy to think this is a team that won 47 games last year, flamed out in that semifinal series against Boston. No real wholesale changes. They just ran it back and had one of the all-time seasons in the history of this franchise. Our starting lineups presented by Kia. Garland and Mitchell, the two-headed monster for this Cleveland team. Evan Mobley's emergence as an offensive threat. Everyone knows what he's been defensively. And meantime, this Miami Heat team, they're just battle-tested. Obviously, the Jimmy Butler trade, Candace, that really turned their season on its head. But it just feels like over the last 3-4 weeks, they have found something with this current group, and they're playing with extreme confidence entering this one tonight.
Well, a lot of it has to do with Tyler Hero. You see the numbers for the regular season, the best of his career. But then again, just in terms of them being the spoilers, we understand Heat culture, but you also understand that they were the last team to upset a number 8 seed, and they did, or number 1 seed, and they did so to go to the finals, and they were up 1-0 on the Nuggets. So this Heat team is not a number 8 seed.
Andrew Wiggins, one of the new pieces, but they still have most of the nucleus of that team 2 years ago, that 23 run to the finals. Bam, of course, Hero. The scene in this place is just raucous at the start. Not a seat to be had. A sea of white. They've given out their white playoff t-shirts. The joint is jumping. And we are ready to rock here in downtown Cleveland. David Guthrie, Courtney Kirkland, Eric Dalen, our officiating crew. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat, first ever postseason meeting, which is hard to believe. And we are off and running here in Cleveland. Max Strus and now the officials with a quick whistle. Maybe a little clock malfunction. Candace, looks like they've got it figured out.
A little nerves in the building, not just the players, on the sideline as well. Got it right.
Max Strus, the former Miami Heat, obviously settling into his role here as he has become one of the key pieces for this Cavaliers team. Here comes Garland. On the wing, Strus gets this thing started for Cleveland.
And again, you see Strus knocks down the 3 and then runs up to pressure Tyler Hero. He's going to get that assignment on the night. Tyler Hero coming off 2 really outstanding games on the offensive end, shooting the ball really well.
Miami Heat winning their 2 play-in games, both on the road. Wednesday in Chicago in a 19-point win, and then Friday in overtime in that thriller against the Atlanta Hawks. Traveling violation.
And again, you see Allen coming over and pressing and making Wiggins make a decision in that mid-post. I think what's undervalued is the Cavs' front court presence and their help side defense.
There's also that conversation, rust versus rest, as Jared Allen couldn't squeeze it. Cavaliers have been off for about a week. Didn't find out who their first-round opponent would be until obviously late Friday night, so less than 48 hours to prepare. How would they start this game? Big question. We'll have the folks here in Cleveland think of the last couple of days. Tyler Hero's sensational, as Candace just alluded to, last couple of weeks. Well short. Mitchell doing his dance.
And you can tell there are some fresh legs out here for the Cavs. as Jared Allen cleans up that second chance point. That's been a point of emphasis for the Cavs down the stretches, making sure that you're keeping Allen by the basket so the Cavs will have an opportunity to have those second chance points.
Adebayo banging bodies with Garland. The spin makes it look easy. Bam Adebayo, interesting guy. He's been an all-star in this league. He's played at such a high level. Maybe a little bit of a slow start to his season, but especially since the Jimmy Butler trade, he's gone back to his old level, Candace, as Mitchell draws contact on the perimeter. And Kenny Atkinson just announced a short time ago, Coach of the Year finalist with Ime Udoka, J.B. Bickerstaff. Just an unbelievable season here as this franchise got to 60 wins for the third time in their history. And what a chess match it's going to be, Candace, with those two. Eric Spoelstra, two-time NBA championship winning coach. A lot of battles when Kenny Atkinson was the head coach in Brooklyn, as Mitchell hits on the first.
And you think about these two coaches and the experiences that they've had, obviously playing against each other in the playoffs when Kenny Atkinson was in Brooklyn, but also now Kenny Atkinson going and being on the bench in Golden State and being a part of that culture and bringing some of that to the Cavs. You know, you can feel it. There's a perfect time for everything, and it just seems like Donovan Mitchell, 8 years into his career, he's ready for this type of basketball. He's ready to be on this stage.
Hero against Adebayo, puts it in the deck. What a matchup there between Bam and Mobley. The way Mobley defends Candace on the perimeter, guy at his size is what just makes him so unique. Mitchell, just lethal.
And that right there is why you call him the Spider. His ability to knock down the three, but also get to the basket, 3-level scorer, and he looks very healthy, sitting out the last couple games to nurse that injured ankle.
Set up the final 5 games of the season. First game for him since April the 6th. Alec Burks fills it up from deep.
And if you're gonna battle with the Cavs, you gotta be able to knock down threes on the other end to counter that. The Cavs live beyond the arc as Mobley knocks another one down on cue.
Evan Mobley starts hitting threes with any consistency. Look out. Average better than 18.5 points, shot better than 55% from the field. His hero misses well short. He's been short on his first 2 looks. And Miami now 2 of their first 5 from the field.
Welcome back to the playoffs here on TNT as the Cavs are up 14-5. So many narratives about the NBA of are you ready to graduate? Well, the Cavs have done everything. They went out and got DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline. They asked the question, could Garland and Mitchell play together? They answered that question. So now, for our viewers, are the Cavaliers ready to graduate? Are they ready to go to the next level? And so far this season, they have done all the right things. Donovan Mitchell is doing less is more. The Twin Towers, they're protecting the paint. And offensively, the ball is moving at a high level. So I say it again, is this team ready to graduate and go to the next level? And right now, fans, we have a little technical difficulty. Bear with us as Andrew Wiggins has the ball right now on the wing. Passes to Ware. Back to Wiggins for the 3. Money ball. All right, Donovan Mitchell comes down the right wing. Jared Allen sets the screen. Swings it. Garland being patient. Attacks the floater. Misses. Miami Heat with the rebound. Wiggins on the wing. Nice bounce pass to Bam. 2 big ones. The Miami Heat hanging in there at the timeout, 14-10. Garland bringing down the court. Stagger screen set here. Garland probing. To the post. Good defense by the Heat. 14-10 here in the first quarter. A little technical difficulties. We'll get Spiro and Candace back here in a minute. As Bam brings the ball down the court. Hero rush screen. Isolation. Swing. Hero with the three. Splash. 14-13. The Heat on a small run here after the timeout. Donovan Mitchell attacking. Garland, fake floater, good. Garland with the floater to stop the bleeding a little bit. Hero left wing. Ware, back to Hero. Hero with a little bump. Misses, Bam hustles. Donovan Mitchell right wing. Nice little shimmy shape. Heat defense. Wiggins pushing. Alley-oop. Oh my goodness. Bam with the good hands. Timeout Cavaliers. We'll be right back. Cavaliers trying to hold on to a 1-point lead here in the first quarter on TNT.
The 2025 NBA playoffs are presented by Google. Pretty Easter Sunday evening downtown Cleveland as we welcome you back. Spiro Ditas, Candace Parker. We apologize for little audio issues. I heard Dennis Scott's play-by-play. Candace was tremendous.
Over under, how many times did he say leave it? How many times do you think he said leave it?
Not more than 6. So Cleveland jumped out to a 14-5 lead. Quick answer by Miami, 10-2 run. What have you seen here the last couple of minutes?
Well, Miami's doing a great job of getting into the paint and then drawing out and kick. Hero got a catch and shoot in that quarter that I'm sure that Kenny Atkinson doesn't want to give Tyler Hero any easy looks. And then obviously Andrew Wiggins doing a great job on the defensive end and translating into offense. So let's see if Cleveland can get it going in this half-court set.
Garland trying to get his open spot. Misses a little bit too much on that three-pointer as Wiggins clears for Miami. Khalil Ware, really impressive, dynamic, young piece, has checked into the game for Eric Spoelstra. Get a whistle here underneath. Candace, you look at the Heat. Obviously, the odds are stacked against you. You're an 8 seed, but what has to happen for this team with Eric Spoelstra to give themselves a shot? What are you looking for in this series?
Well, the Heat have to do a better job of executing offensively in the half court. I think they've done a great job getting out to early leads. And, Coach Spoelstra said that in all of the games that they lost after as you see Wiggins knocks it down, and all those games that they lost after the Butler trade, they were in all of those games. Those were close games. They just couldn't execute in the half court when they needed to. And so you'll see a lot of the burden be on Wiggins and be on Hero, but you got to have the X factor step up. And you saw Mitchell did just that in the play-in.
Offensive rebound by Allen. This is Ty Jerome, just announced tonight as a finalist for the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award. DeAndre Hunter. Allen turned back. What a defensive recovery underneath. So if you've just hopped on with us, Miami was down 9 points, and they have taken their first lead of the night. Look at the defense by Ware.
And everybody's talking about guard play, of course, but the front court face-off in this series. Talk about Ware. You talk about between Allen, Adebayo, throwing Mobley there. It's going to be a lot of fight in that paint that's going to determine, especially this game 1 in this series.
Foul charge to Haywood Highsmith. That'll be his first. And it's going to put Darius Garland at the free throw line for 2. Here now, Kenny and Chuck with a word from FanDuel.
Hey, Chuck. Mr. Barkley.
No, it's the playoffs. Chuck, don't forget to download the FanDuel Sports app. It's the best place for all live betting and same-game parlays. I'm trying to do this fast before Shaq throws ping pong balls. And it pays out instantly. Who scores more points tonight? Tyler Hero or Donovan Mitchell?
I'm going to go with Donovan Mitchell.
I agree with you today.
Tremendous concentration by Kenny. And we are tied again. By the way, the officials changed that last foul, and they gave it to Ware as we cross the 5-minute mark. This is Davion Mitchell. What a piece, what an addition he's been. Middle of the season, gets it to Wiggins, 6 to shoot. Back to Mitchell. Working against Merrill, misses the floater. Wiggins from deep. So Miami, good three-point shooting at the start. Wiggins unable to hit, and we're still tied.
And right here, Garland, this is his time to shine in the offense. You got Mobley and you have Donovan Mitchell on the bench. This is where he's the focal point. He's gonna have to take advantage of mismatches.
Garland against Hero. Boy, covered a lot of real estate. Working awfully hard, going glass. And that puts the Cavaliers back in front, so they blow the 9-point lead. And this thing has been intense right from the start. Mitchell, and went lob. Tracked down by Wiggins, reset Mitchell, back to Wiggins. Drop stepping against Hunter, and Allen picked his pocket. Garland against Mitchell, and he's turned back. It's Ware again.
And Ware's length on that play starting Miami's fast break here as Hero gets fouled.
Ty Jerome telling Kenny Atkinson to look at a replay here, potentially challenge.
You see right here, Garland, we call that dancing in the playoffs. Did this all regular season. It does translate into the postseason. And then again, you see the length of Kel'el Ware. Just cleaning up anything in the paint. What a luxury. What a luxury to have. You have Bam Adebayo and you have Kel'el Ware on your defensive end.
Just feel the confidence every time Ware steps onto the floor. A rookie young man was taken with the 15th overall pick. All things NBA, one tap away. Get the latest scores, follow your favorite team and players, and go behind the scenes all in one place. Download the NBA app today, powered by Microsoft. And of course, the man who's put it all together, Eric Spoelstra. Crazy to think, year 17 for Spoelstra. 9th best playoff win percentage now, Candace, in the history of the league. There's back-to-back title seasons in 2012, 2013.
And a mastermind in the postseason. You talk about playing checkers. This man is playing chess at all times and definitely allows his team to be who they are. Mobley gets the slam.
Donovan Mitchell, exquisite pass. And the Cavaliers back in front. Mitchell, little hesitation, maneuver, and he's going high off glass.
And Mitchell picking up where he left off in the play-in. You talk about an X factor in that Atlanta Hawks overtime. He made almost every single play.
Mitchell put them at the old spin cycle. And Mitchell red hot. You mentioned the juice in the legs. So with the time off, again, his first game in more than 2 weeks. Then that left ankle healed up. Adebayo knew the contact was coming. And it looks like it'll be a side out of bounds here for Miami.
Right here, Donovan Mitchell can knock down the three, but we talk about a three-level scorer getting into the paint, forcing the defense to collapse. And if you don't bring help because you're scared of the three-point shot that the Cavs have, then Donovan Mitchell is going to live with that all night. You see on the side, Sparrow, you see on the side, most points per game in game ones. Donovan Mitchell's in that company.
Just wild when you see what he has done. 7th time in the playoffs for Mitchell. He's never gotten past the second round. And obviously now the pressure ratchets up way higher with what they did this year. You got your target on your back now, Kansas, is the 1 seed. How does Mitchell navigate it with this group? Mobley down low, forceful. Puts his hard hat on underneath.
And the way Donovan Mitchell has done that in year 8 of his career is realizing that sometimes it's not about putting the ball in the basket more. It's about empowering your teammates and playing good defense at that.
Spider Mitchell unleashed. And Cleveland's got a lead of a half dozen. 12-4 Cavaliers run as we move under 2 minutes left. Wiggins taking contact.
And Wiggins being healthy and being more aggressive. It's not a third option, Eric Spoelstra said.
Ty Jerome bangs in a 3. So Cleveland a little bit of a dry spell with the Heat making that early run, but they have ignited again offensively. Adebayo trying to draw that contact down low, short. Mitchell into the corner to Robinson. Look at the defense from Jerome.
Hey, nice catch, Spiro.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice catch.
Please hold the applause.
Right here, Donovan Mitchell denying Mitchell on Mitchell crime the ball back, slamming it home. The Cavs, I know they're known for their offense, the historical season, second all-time in offensive efficiency in the history. Yes, the history of the NBA, but they have defended all year, and they've hung their hats on defense. Getting a lot of contribution from their front court, but their guards are locking up as well.
Robinson trying to find some daylight. Adebayo resets. This is Mitchell from the corner. Well short, fight for it underneath, and it looks like it's last touched by Miami.
And this right here, oh, you guys, that's a bad angle. I wasn't scared of the ball. I wasn't scared of the ball. Spiro got the steal, though. You got the steal.
That was the highlight of my career right there. Thank you, Candace. Final 33 seconds of the quarter. Mitchell for the contact. He's got it all working right now for Cleveland. Looks like it will not be a shooting foul, with Miami having one to give in the final 2 minutes here. 31.7 left. Let's bring in 3D.
Hey, Candace, you talked about Davion Mitchell in the Hawk series. His nickname, Off Night from college. You saw what he did to Trae Young, excuse me. Let's see what he can do with Donovan Mitchell, who's off to a great start in this game.
Remember, he was the National Defensive Player of the Year on Baylor's national title team in 21. Everyone knows this young man can defend.
And coming over in that Jimmy Butler trade, spent some time in Sacramento, ended up in Toronto. But if you talk about Heat culture and you talk about players that just fit, Davion Mitchell just looks like he should have always been destined to wear a Heat jersey.
About a 3-second, 2.5-second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Mitchell defending Davion Mitchell, and he creates a turnover.
And 3D said Davion Mitchell's nickname is Off Night. Well, Spider proven right here that he can lock up as well, using his hands.
Part of taking that next step, becoming a champion, playing at both ends of the floor. 1 second, Mitchell deep in the corner, and that's going to get us to the end of the quarter. But Cleveland's defense, they hold Miami to 1 basket in nearly the final 6 minutes of that quarter. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by the Kia Telluride X-Line. Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA. John, TNT is presented by NerdWallet. As we welcome you back to downtown Cleveland, time now to fight for victory, presented by Modelo. We mentioned Eric Spoelstra's incredible postseason prowess. What a career it's been, 17 seasons, 14th trip to the playoffs. And a couple of seconds ago, he was hanging out with Dennis.
All right, guys, Spo, what's disappointing you the most? The lack of detail on certain plays or the turnovers?
Probably handling their pressure. You know, we just have to be strong with the ball, get to better spacing. We'll settle in. We'll be a lot better with that.
Mobley pick and roll and Mobley post up. Which one's bothering you the most?
You know, this team can score, but I think if we cut our turnovers down, we're where we need to be.
Appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
All right, Dennis, great stuff. This is Isaac Okoro, misses badly from the corner. Looked like it may have been kicked by Hero. Loose ball, Jerome. He will fire and hits. That's a long 2. So, Candace, the turnover issues, you heard Spoelstra with Dennis, but they are hitting the 3-pointers so far. What did you see in that first quarter?
Well, in order for Miami to stay in this game, you do have to be able to knock down the 3. I mean, the Cavs, the top in the league in 3-point shooting. But again, you cannot allow them to get out on the break. They like to play fast, and a turnover just ignites their offense.
Officials are going to get Donovan Mitchell on the contact. That'll be his first, with just over a minute gone by in the second quarter. You mentioned that long losing streak, the Jimmy Butler deal. Remember the first couple of days in February, and then early March the 5th, they lost 10 straight games, a skid that actually started here, Candace, in Cleveland. But there were a lot of close games during that stretch. Eric Spoelstra said it was kind of a blessing in disguise really got the focus of the team. A lot of hard conversations that they've had, and obviously they have put it all together here with some of the new pieces, Wiggins, and obviously the emergence of Davion Mitchell.
I think Hero and Bam Adebayo have a lot to do with that. You are the faces of the franchise. A lot of that falls on you, and them not allowing the team to fall apart. They have had 17 losses since All-Star and by single digits. So a lot of that is just staying with it, making minor tweaks, but it makes you better because you do have to clean up the things that are going to come back to bite you in the playoffs.
4-point game. This is Jerome spotting up from deep. Offensive rebound, Merrill, smallest guy on the floor at the moment for the Cavs. Okoro on a Mobley on a flash. The spin left it short. Look at Okoro getting his hands dirty. Ripped away there by Highsmith. Mobley. Wild sequence. Merrill.
If Okoro is going to miss Mitchell, he must have known 3 is more than 2. Mitchell had an oop there, but Merrill knocking it down from beyond the arc.
50 here in the lead from Merrill. Guy who's 37% from the three-point line this season, becoming a key piece.
Right here. See the Heat can't get to the loose ball. Mobley doing a great job. And then misses Mitchell on the oop, but Merrill says 3 is more than 2.
You mentioned earlier, and it is worth repeating, second most efficient offense that Cleveland put together this season in the history of the NBA. So they did just change the Ty Jerome shot from a 2 to a 3, so they've adjusted the score, and it's an 8-point lead for Cleveland as the officials got that thing all sorted out. And then here, contact whistled on the perimeter against Cleveland. It's against Okoro.
Right there. He gets him with the hold on Hero. Hero's been talking to the refs the last couple of times down the court about the way the Cavs have been physical with him. But at the end of the day, I think the Bam Adebayo's got to be aggressive and not just from the perimeter. The way you get your guards open, dribble handoffs, away screens, he's got to be active, especially in this half-court set.
Hero has the fire with the shot clock down to 3. Nice defensive sequence for Cleveland. Up the floor, deflected, last touched by the Cavs, and Miami's going to get it back. Second chance points starting to become a storyline in this game. 10-0 in that category, favoring Cleveland. Kansas 7 offensive rebounds for the Cavs.
Yes, and a lot of that was Jared Allen. Jared Allen out. Cavs turning the ball over last couple possessions. There's playing fast in the playoffs, and they're still playing fast with opportunity.
Mitchell. A little crossover maneuver, goes down to the deck, and he's kind of clutching at that left ankle. That's the one that he tweaked late in the regular season. Looks like he's grimacing his way back, and then the floater, beautifully done by Highsmith on the baseline. And the Miami Heat hanging around. It's a 6-point game as we come up on the 9-minute mark left in the half.
And if you're a Cavs fan, you're holding your breath. You need Spider Mitchell out there as Jerome knocks down the nice floater. He's still visibly limping. Back on defense, didn't cross really the three-point line on that last offensive possession.
And it wasn't a significant ankle injury as Okoro just swallows up Hero. They sat Mitchell almost as a precautionary measure those final 5 games, but a little bit of an awkward landing. Candace right there kind of jammed up that ankle. As Ty Jerome, Merrill sit, Dean Wade has checked in now first time tonight for Cleveland, and Max Strus back on the floor as well.
And it's a good sign. Donovan Mitchell is still on the floor.
Davion Mitchell, that's a 3. Big shot from Miami. And Davion Mitchell's got 5 points. Eric Spoelstra said, look, we've always had a lot of intense guys. He's intense, but there's an outwardness with his intensity that we needed as a group. Half dozen for Strus.
Strus knocks down the nice off the screen 3, but to your point, Eric Spoelstra could not say enough. We have competitive players on our team. Wiggins, Talk about Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, but Davion Mitchell brings that out-loud factor that every team needs.
Mitchell on the lob. Devastating finish by Adebayo.
That right there, you talk about the ball touching paint. Adebayo living in the paint.
Mitchell taking on all comers, and he's got a chance at 3.
And listen, you don't average 29 in the postseason just taking jump shots. Donovan Mitchell doing a great job getting in the paint, and then again, Davion Mitchell on the other side throws it up. Bam Adebayo knows where to go get it. That right there is what Davion Mitchell brings to the Heat. Dribble penetration, getting into the teeth of the defense, and then allowing your bigs to be great.
Dennis, what do you got?
Well, speaking of being great, Candace, I was lucky enough to win an ACC championship, but you got 3 of the big champions. When did you, we're going to a timeout. We'll save that question until we come back from break.
Dennis doing play-by-play, doing television teases tonight. I mean, just next level stuff. High intensity at the start, as expected. Cavaliers and the Heat. First round coverage on TNT, presented by NerdWallet.
Yep, just tell Siri, show me the playoff basketball schedule.
Dusk on a 55-degree night with the NBA playoffs hitting the southern shores of Lake Erie. This town abuzz with this team, #1 seed, first time for Cleveland since they won the NBA championship. That remarkable 2016 run here with LeBron James. And right now holding a 9-point lead, Candace, over Miami.
And you know, as a city, once you win one championship, you want to win another one. Everybody, including the players, it's championship or bust. And the regular season they put together, you got to think they've got a great shot. The style of play, you talk about points per game, historic offensively. The Cavs don't have many areas that they need growth in. They just got to put it together in this postseason.
Just an unbelievable turnaround, 16-win improvement from the team that Atkinson inherited that won 47 games last year. Garland misses off glass. Again, didn't make any crazy roster changes, just ran it back with pretty much the same group. And here they are after a 60-plus win season. Tough loadering traffic that time for Mitchell. So how do the Cavs fare here with Donovan Mitchell now on the bench? And Garland now taking the reins of this offense. Little two-man action, setting up Allen.
And Allen doing a great job rolling head to the rim. We saw when Donovan Mitchell went to the bench in that first quarter, that's when Miami Heat went on a little bit of a run. So let's see how this group can counter the production of Miami's bench as well.
So Cleveland now has its biggest lead of the half. Remember, they blew that 9-point first quarter lead quickly. But they have resettled things down here. Wiggins, the Heat shot. Not a great trip for the Heat.
And we talk about Jared Allen's rim protection. Let's talk about his switchability, being able to get on the perimeter and guard a guard. Garland taking the reins on the offensive end. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Getting to the basket, and then again, too far back where knocks down the 3, puts the Cavs up 14.
Go from the jump, let's go together, 1, 2, 3. Hey, we work all summer for this. Let's have fun, Spo. Hey, 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 hey! Hey!
One of the bona fide stars in this league. Everything Mitchell has accomplished in his career, it seems like everything has led to this moment, this postseason with this team, as they take their first baby steps into what they hope is going to be a deep, deep run through the NBA playoffs.
And Sparrow, as a leader of the team, as Tyler Hero operates on, yet again, Jared Allen Good defense, better offense by Hero, made him work. You've seen the growth of Donovan Mitchell, and as a leader of a team that is vying and competing for a championship, you don't reinvent yourself in the postseason, you just become better versions of yourself as Strus knocks it down.
Max Strus, 3 of 3 from deep. Cleveland is 8 of 16 from 3 as a team. Obviously, Miami has been impressive from that three-point stripe as well. They turn it over. That's been the issue for the Heat so far. Just hopped on with us in this first half. Strus, a little bit too much. A rare fast break opportunity for Miami. Hero rips it back. What a finish, a thing of beauty. And Tyler Hero now has got 14 points.
Tyler Hero having to work for every single basket. 4 of 9 from the field, but
boy, Allen, the presence of mind to come down, regather, and makes it look easy. Looks like Bam Adebayo is going to walk back to the table. Candace, you didn't love that last Heat lineup before that last break.
Yeah, I think Bam Adebayo, this has got to be his series. He's got to be on the floor as Wiggins knocks down that mid-range game. But I think you got to play through Bam. Use Bam to kind of relieve some of the pressure that Hero's getting early.
Can the Heat get their defense recalibrated? Garland, and the Cavs are carving them up from deep. A dozen for Garland. Wiggins on the wing to Mitchell. Bilal Ware trying to stroke it. Offensive rebound. Highsmith out to Mitchell. That's a 3. Big shot for the Heat.
And the Heat have to get within striking distance. It's how you end these quarters going into halftime that can sometimes determine the game.
Davion Mitchell, 15 points, 9 assists in that play-and-win Friday in Atlanta. Excellent defensive recovery. Knocked it out of the hands of Allen, did Highsmith. Hero trying to get himself into the paint. Officials are going to get Jared Allen here on a reach-in foul. So frustrating sequence for Allen. Thought he was fouled. Candace at the other end as he is whistled for his first. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by NerdWallet and by New Balance. Packed house, raucous scene downtown Cleveland with the Cavaliers up 13 points. Eric Spoelstra is going to sneak a couple of minutes here for Hero as he takes a seat at the end of the bench. And now Candace, they play the offense back through Bam.
Right here, Bam's got to roll head to the rim, and he's got to be able to knock that down. That mid-range jump shot is something the Cavs offense are willing to give up, and that's Bam Adebayo's specialty.
Here comes Mitchell, brief rest, just relentless, and he's got 13 for the Cavs.
And Eric Spoelstra, topic of conversation, has got to be that transition defense by the Heat. Donovan Mitchell's too great in the open court not to build a wall and build your defense to stop him with multiple people.
Final 3 minutes. Mitchell got Garland on his back as he fights his way into the paint. Officials blow the whistle here against Cleveland.
Right here, you're not going to stop Spider one-on-one. You can't put the hand in front. You got to put the body to keep him from getting to the rim.
Cavs still pleading their case as Garland is hit with his second. Let's check in with Dennis.
All right, Candace, now that Donovan Mitchell's back in the ball game, we talk about less is more for him. When you're winning your first championship, when did you realize less was more for the team so you could win?
3 Dizzy, that's an amazing question. I think as superstars like Donovan Mitchell, talk about the people vying to win a championship, sometimes it's not putting up more points. Sometimes it's unlocking your teammates and getting more from them in your quest to win a championship. He's 8 years in, and boy, did he learn it this year.
Robinson spots up from 3. Boy, they desperately need Robinson to have a big series if they're going to have any kind of shot to make it interesting. 12-point game.
In the Heat culture, you gotta be able to knock down threes with the Cavs, but they understand the importance of ending quarters. And every possession matters. If they can get this within 10 into single digits, they've done themselves a huge favor.
There's DeAndre Hunter, a midseason trade right at the deadline. Mitchell, little Euro step. He's got it all going. And Cleveland's lead back to 14 points with inside of 2 minutes left in the half. Adebayo gets the high screen to try to give him some space. And look at Mitchell throwing his body around. Bam trying to tie him up. That's some postseason effort. Donovan getting them fired up here in Cleveland.
And that's what you want to see from your go-to player. Not only on the offensive end is he's getting buckets, but he's locking up the 4-player and Bam Adebayo on the other side, and then beating everyone on the floor to the loose ball, and then hyping the crowd up. Right here, Duncan Robinson does his job, forces Mitchell into the towers, but Mitchell just too smooth stepping through. If he wins this jump, it's really going Spiders' way. Okay.
Adebayo, but it's Cleveland able to track it down. Mitchell coming heavy. So with 1:38 left before halftime, Cleveland will inbound 18 on the 24 as they try to expand on a 14-point lead. Kenny Atkinson's team started the year with 15 straight wins. It was one of 3 different winning streaks that they had this year of 12 games or more. Won the East by 3 full games over the Celtics. And here they are as the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Shot clock at 10. Garland trying to fend off Robinson, pulls it back.
I was about to say, that one goes.
So the Cavs now 9 of 20 from 3. Mitchell. Adebayo, high post, the spin, the shot well short, and then it's Highsmith. Just seems to make those little plays. Was really big for them off the bench Friday night in Atlanta.
Highsmith, his length, his athleticism is huge for the Heat.
Garland, smart pass. A little bit extra velocity on that one for Allen. And Tyler Hero is going to check in. A little peek at the upcoming national playoff schedule. TNT tomorrow, game 2 between New York and Detroit. Clippers, Denver. What an amazing series that is going to be. NBA TV Tuesday, Bucks, Pacers, and TNT Tuesday has Minnesota and the Lakers. Adebayo turned back by Allen. Hero off a broken play, missed it. Wiggins, and then they left Hero. Boy, you won't get a better look than that. Misses 2 open threes, and then it's Bam Adebayo. Candace fouled in the rebound sequence. That puts the Cavs in the penalty, and Adebayo is going to shoot 2.
This, though, right here, Sparrow. You see that contest by Allen, getting his hand on the ball. That was a defensive play right there.
We've
just hustling back.
Some unreal defense at both ends from both of these 2 teams. As Bam Adebayo hits on the first of 2 with 40.7 seconds now left before halftime. So despite the turnover issues, despite Cleveland's offense cooking Kansas, Miami, a real chance to cut this thing now down to single digits here before the break.
This is a chance for Miami. That free throw had gone to get a stop and a score to end this half.
Mitchell fires. Trying to go 2 for 1. Knocked out of bounds underneath by the Cavs. And now 30.2 seconds left in the half. Donovan Mitchell 6 of 12. He's missed all 5 of his threes in the half, as he's played 17+ minutes. There's Eric Spoelstra call out here. Tyler Hero looking over to his coach. 8 to shoot. Cleveland is out of fouls. Garland defends Hero on a switch. 1 to shoot. Hero the fire, and he bangs it in.
There's nothing you can do about that. Tyler Hero getting to his spots. That's what you call being comfortable with the ball in your hands and making plays.
Plenty of time, final seconds. Garland looking for some daylight, a little bit of contact, nothing. And the Cavaliers will not get a shot off before the end of the half. The Cavs scored just 2 points, Candace, over the final 3:55. We got an 8-point game.
Yes, right there. Bam Adebayo does a great job putting it in. Garland makes him dance. That's it in the first half. After the break, we'll send you to our TNT studios for the American Express halftime report.
You're watching the NBA on TNT, presented by NerdWallet. Beautiful Easter night downtown Cleveland as we get set for the final 2 quarters. First round coverage on TNT presented by NerdWallet. 8-point lead for the 1 seed. Cleveland up 62-54. Happy Easter again. Welcome back to Cleveland. Spiro Adidas, Candace Parker will hear from 3D here in just a couple of minutes. Really impressive close for the Heat, Candace, to close the first half. What changed and what are you looking for here in the second half?
Well, Tyler Hero made plays down the stretch. They were able to get out on the transition, and on the defensive end, capitalizing on Andrew Wiggins and Ware making plays, Bam Adebayo as well. So the Heat got back into this thing by on the defensive end and making the Cavs turn the ball over.
Boy, they begin the second half with a turnover. Just can't seem to get that part of their game cleaned up as Bam Adebayo on a bear hug, knocking Donovan Mitchell to the deck. Miami Heat team, Candace, that made their way here with the 2 play-in road wins. Wednesday in Chicago, Friday night, the overtime thriller in Atlanta. But obviously a much different beast that they are trying to handle here in Cleveland, where Donovan Mitchell to the free throw line. Bam Adebayo, Mike for Sound Force tonight here in Cleveland.
I know you don't want your man to score, but that's the point of the playoff. But also, we got to all be on the screen on defense. If y'all know Derek's going to go at T, we got to be up the line. If you try to pass it, that's when we get active hands. By yourself.
Boy, just got to love the intensity from Bam Adebayo. Here he is from the corner. Rattles out and the rebound cleared by Mobley.
And Bam saying, I know you don't want your man to score. That sticks out. Sometimes that's the game plan, is to give up something to someone you're guarding. Pride's got to be out the way as Mobley gets that nice finish in the paint. Mobley's having himself a nice playoff. 7 points, 2 rebounds. Has been super active on the defensive end. Has held Adebayo to 4 of 10, just 9 points.
Scary to think Mobley is still only 23 years old. 4th year in the league, first time All-Star this season. Career year in points, better than 18 per game. Adebayo, tough turnaround, fall away on the baseline, and he snaps it through. 11 points for Bam Adebayo. We got a 9-point game.
And Bam doing a great job taking his time. He's going to have to take that fadeaway. They're willing to give that up.
Mitchell!
Basket. Oh, my goodness. Spiders setting the tone today. 7 of 13. 18 points early in the second half.
Donovan Mitchell, mesmerizing play, taking him to the schoolyard here in Cleveland. Despite his poor 3-point shooting, he's putting together a strong offensive performance. Adebayo, a little bit of a late whistle, appeared to be contact with Mobley pleading his case.
You see Spider Mitchell taking it to the paint. Little MJ, I gotta tread lightly. A little right hand finishing with the left, a la. We'll just say somebody from Chicago. That's what we'll say.
That may have been more than a little MJ as we check in with Dennis.
Candace, where you going with that one now? But Candace, I did do what you asked. I talked to Jared Allen. I asked him what was the problem in the first half, why you couldn't put the Heat asleep. He said the details, the turnovers, paying attention to the little things in the offensive end, continue to move the ball. That's why they're back up by 10.
And the Heat understand that the Cavs left the door open. As Bam Adebayo misses a free throw, and the Heat making the Cavs pay with second chance points. But again, Miami does a great job of staying in games, and they do it on the defensive end, and they do it in closing quarters and halves.
One thing you could only just expect from an Eric Spoelstra team is scrappiness in the fight that this group has shown over the last couple of weeks to get themselves to Cleveland. As the Cavs come up empty on that trip, and you look up, we got an 8-point game. Adebayo taking on contact against Strus. And the Heat come up empty on that trip. Mitchell left open, transition three, and just can't seem to get that three ball going. Offensive rebound, and that is Garland lighting the lamp from deep.
And Garland doing a great job in the minutes where he's been the focal point of the offense, and also doing a great job in the minutes where he's playing #2 option on the catch and shoot.
That was Jared Allen's 5th offensive rebound of the night. Burks, and he connects from deep. And just like that, it's back to an 8-point deficit. So 6 points for Burks. Mitchell guarded by Wiggins, all his defensive prowess. Hero got a hand on it, and that's up into the 4th row of seats.
And everybody in the league knows that if you are going to battle the Cavs, you got to be able to shoot with them beyond the arc. It is going to be a shootout with each team having 10 made threes on the night, but again, you have to counter their ability to get to the paint as well, especially with guys like Mobley and Allen, Donovan Mitchell slicing and dicing, which then opens up the three-point line for Strus and Garland.
Kickball called here. They'll put 14 seconds on the shot clock. Cleveland, the #2 3-point shooting team in the league in terms of accuracy. Miami, though, is pretty good, just outside the top 10.
But what a lot of people don't know is the Cavs are #1 in the NBA in 2-point field goal percentage. So they do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which allows each of which the three-point line to unlock and unleash the mid-post and the slashing and driving. And then also the twos to unlock the catch-and-shoot threes.
There's so much balance with what they do offensively as Garland shows his mid-range game. High off glass. And what a night Garland's putting together. He's got 17 points. Tyler Hero getting him reset. Barking out the play. Look, this is what makes Mobley so unique. Guy at his size defending on the perimeter. Hero too much. Mitchell, no look into the corner to Mobley. A little bit of a body bump. Adebayo knocked around, and they finally keep Jared Allen off the offensive glass.
And we got versatile big on versatile big right here. You see these ball handling by Bam Adebayo. Wants the call.
Candace, I don't think the crowd liked that call.
Let's see.
Late whistle. Was there contact first?
You got Mobley D'ing up on the perimeter, making it a tough shot for Hero. And then again, Bam Adebayo rebounding it, pushing. Did he stick his hand in the cookie jar? I don't know. Mitchell, did he get him? Maybe a little bit, but Bam Adebayo goes to the free throw line for 2.
Evan Mobley announced earlier tonight one of the 3 finalists for the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, with Draymond Green and Dyson Daniels. And Bam Adebayo misfires on his first. Well, you can win $1 million with a perfect bracket. Make your playoff picks with NBA Pick'em Bracket Challenge presented by Castrol for your chance to win big. Play free, NBA.com/bracket, or on the NBA app.
And Bam Adebayo, 3 of 6 from the free throw line, leaving points on the board.
So just inside the 8-minute mark, Mitchell trying to corral the possession back, nearly lost it underneath with 13 seconds to shoot. Just fascinating to watch Eric Spoelstra try to get his defense recalibrated to stay with this prolific Cleveland offense. Saved. What a play by Miami. Adebayo gets him reset out of Burks. Lobbing up top. Look at Mobley. Those endlessly long arms with the deflection.
And you talk about having a mismatch. Garland and Mobley Xing out on this right here. And Mobley coming from the weak side help. And that is why he is a contender for the Defensive Player of the Year. He anchors this Cavs defense.
And just appreciate, look, this is not your typical 1-8 matchup. As Kenny Atkinson said, we don't look at Miami as an 8 seed. Championship pedigree that they've got. A team that went to the finals 2 years ago. Hero, Euro step goes high, and it's stuck back. Where? And the rookie cuts it to 7.
Ware right there, going up and beyond. Tyler putting a little height on that floater. Ware cleaned it up nice.
And once again, Miami showing a fight that has made them famous. Garland, boy, the little hezzy to create that space, just masterful.
In Garland last year, you talk about the playoffs, there were a lot of question marks of whether this Garland, Donovan Mitchell backcourt could work and continue for a championship. But Garland in this first game has shown no signs of hesitation or doubt. He's done a great job in his minutes thus far.
Hero shot clock is 7. Nice look inside, but it's broken up by Mitchell. Multiple steals now in the night for Donovan Mitchell. Hesitation, maneuver, my goodness. Timeout, Miami. The 2025 NBA playoffs presented by Google.
This is the best, right? Wrong. Clorox measured people's brain waves while they tried stuff. Massages, dogs, cleaning, nails, a treat. And the results?
Whoa.
Whoa is right.
Back in Cleveland, another look at that last sequence. Mitchell just masterful tonight. Candace, the rest sat out those last 5 games, and he just looks rejuvenated, doesn't he?
He looks rejuvenated, especially going to the basket. Not shooting well from beyond the arc, 0 of 6, but when you're Donovan Mitchell, you can do other things, and he's realized that. He's not settled in any aspect of the game today.
Adebayo, boy, tough hesitation to create that little bit of space that he needed. So Mitchell getting a breather. Again, impressively tonight, 20 points on a night that he has not hit a 3, as Candace just alluded to. This is Jerome, little leaner, off balance. And Miami, again, playing with life. They're within 9 as we play with 5.5 left in the quarter. Miami Heat, first ever 10 seed in either conference to make the playoffs in the current play-in format. With 2 road wins last week. Wiggins, well challenged.
Romero taking the challenge, giving up a little bit of size. They wanted to get Wiggins in the post, but Romero did a great job.
Hunter, good interior defense by Miami. Davion Mitchell doesn't have numbers, doesn't care. They get him from the back with Hunter. It's a goaltend. And Candace, you look up, this is a 7-point game. We're just inside of 5 minutes now left in the quarter, and Davion Mitchell just keeps giving Eric Spoelstra some excellent minutes. What'd you think?
Right here, looks like it's coming down. I think that's a great call, but again, these non-Donovan Mitchell minutes in the first half allowed the Heat to get back into the game. Let's see what Garland can do on the offensive end, because the Cavs defensively, when they can set their defense in the half court, they're at their best. You allow Miami to get up and down, especially with Bam Adebayo in the middle of the court operating with shooters around him. It's going to be a tough stretch for the Cavs.
Shot out of bounds for Cleveland. Second personal on Davion Mitchell. Second against the Heat. Ty Jerome, the inbound here to Garland, who now takes over the reins of the offense with Mitchell on the bench. Garland, the sees part into the paint, regathers and hits. He has been sensational tonight with 21 points for Kenny Atkinson.
For the backcourt for the Cavs, 41. With the Cavs, 78 points have come from Garland and Mitchell.
Adebayo set up by Burks. 3-pointer won't go, and the rebound by Garland.
And that's a great shot by Adebayo. You got to take that shot. And he's taken more threes this year than he has in his career. As he gets more comfortable, it's going to make him dangerous. Jerome flex on him.
What a play by Jerome. So a 5-point swing. The missed 3 by Bam at one end, and then Jerome at the other. Look at the points in the paint for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mitchell goes all the way through, gets it to Burks. Deep corner 3, missed it. Rebound Hunter. So Miami now 10 of 22 from 3. Garland, a little bit of contact underneath. And a side out of bounds coming up here for Cleveland.
Talk about right here, Ty Jerome coming off your bench, DeAndre Hunter coming off your bench. Jerome can knock down the three, but guess what? He gets in the paint, flexes a little bit.
Just think of how far he's come. Remember last year he had that early injury, played only 2 games. As we take a look at our FanDuel Live point spread for tonight's game, look at where it started and where we are currently, with the Cavs holding this 11-point lead. Big defensive sequence for the Heat. Can they keep this thing close? Jerome, long 3, missed it. Mobley keeps it alive to Merrill. Here comes Mitchell, turning the corner, and he just keeps on coming for Cleveland.
Donovan Mitchell is on a mission. You talk about getting to the rim, not settling from beyond the arc. Mobley keeps it alive and gives the Cavs another second chance point.
Boy, there is something about playoff Mitchell. He's starting to percolate now for the Cavs. Here comes the other Mitchell out to Wiggins for the 3. That's short. So Wiggins has gone cold with his offense. Good idea trying to find Mobley on the cut. And the Cavs are going to inbound, but the Cavaliers starting to put it all together. Donovan Mitchell putting them on his back. Cleveland by 13 on TNT.
Please go, man. Hey, I know he shot it, but that's the mentality. Hey.
What do you think? Donovan Mitchell's having fun. 22 points, 24 minutes, getting him fired up here in Cleveland. As he's helped the Cavs get out to this 13-point lead. Contact on the perimeter. And just look at his build, his upper body strength. He's just such a unique talent with what he's got offensively.
You talk about absorbing hits. Donovan Mitchell delivers them. You talk about not shying away as Miami Heat go to their patented zone. Played the most zone in the league this year. And they come away with a solid defensive effort on that possession.
Again, just watching Eric Spoelstra and that really talented Heat staff trying to figure out ways to slow down this Cleveland offense has been incredible. Duncan Robinson to the rack, and then it's stuck back by Adebayo.
And Bam doing a great job cleaning up, hanging down there. But Duncan Robinson being such a great shooter. 2 Cavs players closed out on him in that possession.
DeAndre Hunter cleans up his own mess, powers back up, and he missed it. 2 chances at a lay-in in tight. Robinson, good close by Hunter. What an addition DeAndre Hunter has been for this team. Robinson, big 3 for Miami. And a quick timeout taken by Kenny Atkinson. We got an 8-point game here in Cleveland. Final buck 52, third quarter on TNT.
Want the latest on playoff matchups? Just tell Siri. Show me today's basketball scores.
Twinkling lights in downtown Cleveland on this pretty Easter Sunday evening. Little break of the action. We check out the upcoming playoff schedule. TNT, couple of really good ones tomorrow. Game 2, Knicks, Pistons, Clippers in Denver. NBA TV Tuesday has the Bucks and Indiana. TNT Tuesday, Minnesota Lakers. What a series that is going to be with the Timberwolves taking the opener. Watching this Miami Heat defense, last couple of trips, Mitchell fills it up, and finally his first 3 tonight.
And Mitchell, rightfully so, has lived in the paint. 9 of 10 from 2 thus far in this game, but now 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. And if you're Miami, you hope one part of his game isn't flowing, because if he gets those threes going, it's a long night.
Shot clock down to 6. Adebayo picks it up into the corner to Davion Mitchell. Attacks inside. What a pass, Robinson. But that was all Davion Mitchell.
And the ball touches paint, which is what Davion Mitchell does because he's so fast, so aggressive. You have to respect it.
Or it looked like Donovan dribbled it off of his own foot. Turnover. Davion Mitchell, the kick. Highsmith.
Again, once again, Davion Mitchell goes in with does not want to score. Just draws the Cavs defense in and is able to find three-point shooters for Miami. That's just textbook transition offense.
10-3 Heat run, and this thing is down to 6. Jerome working in the corner. Robinson is going to be whistled here on a reach in. The shot clock was down to 6. And with 31.6 left, free throws coming up here for Cleveland. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every playoff moment more on America's #1 sportsbook. Spiriditas, Candace Parker, Dennis Scott, our producer Bert Bondi, Brent Christan, rest of our TNT crew. So happy to have you with us here in Cleveland. Candace, what have you seen last couple of minutes with Miami trying to make some adjustments with their defense?
Well, they do it strategically. They also do it, obviously, on the offensive end. Eric Spoelstra and the Heat, there's a reason why they're in the position they are, competing for championships year after year, is because of the strategy. They come out in a zone, then they come out in man-to-man, and then they're able to bring in the waves of a Duncan Robinson that can knock down threes, counter that with a Tyler Hero you can put the ball in. Davion Mitchell contributing. I mean, just top to bottom right here.
Down to 3 seconds to shoot. 10 left in the quarter. Out of Bio spins. Fades. Tough shot. Knocked around the paint underneath. Mobley's got it. 2 seconds. Mobley's got to hoist it. And that's going to get us to the end of the quarter here in Cleveland. But the Miami Heat starting to punch back. And we got a game here in Cleveland. The Cavaliers, the 1 seed, getting everything they want from Miami. First round coverage on TNT, presented by NerdWallet. Downtown Cleveland rocking as we get you our game summary presented by T-Mobile 5G home internet. Key numbers with Cleveland holding an 8-point lead as we enter the fourth quarter. Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. Couple of seconds ago, Dennis with Kenny Atkinson.
All right, Kenny, we know Miami's going to bring a wrinkle to the game. How you attack that zone here in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we got a few wrinkles ourselves, but listen, they always change defenses. We just got to be smart, get in the middle with Evan, see if he can make some decisions there, spray outs, kick out threes.
How big is it? Control the boards so y'all can see the transition buckets.
It's the #1 thing. It's controlling the boards. We got to do a better job. We gave up a free throw rebound. We just can't have those breakdowns.
Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Dennis.
All right, Candace, here we go. 8-point Cleveland lead. What did you think of what Kenny said?
Well, Kenny Atkinson is right. The Cavs do have wrinkles. They cannot get stagnant against this Miami Heat zone. They know they're going to switch up their defenses. They have to stay on the attack. But what this zone is doing is keeping Donovan Mitchell out the lane, which is what the Cavs have relied on this entire game as paint points. Is, they're dominating in the paint. You saw 44 points in the paint versus Miami, and this zone is doing a great job of countering that.
Mitchell's going to inbound, 5 seconds to shoot. They got to work quickly to get it to Okoro in the corner. Off the front of the rim, offensive rebound, Mobley. Okoro, boy, he had an open layup. Instead, it's Mitchell. That's a 3 short. And the Cavs' offense has gone cold again. Unforced. And that hurts for Miami. $11 Heat turnovers as we play in the opening minute of his fourth quarter. Merrill pulls off the front iron, and last touch out of bounds underneath by Miami. Cleveland, Candace, has missed 6 of its last 7 shots, trying to get their offense back on track.
And the key against a zone is to not pass out front, as you see.
Officials are actually talking about it. They're going to change the call and give it to Miami.
That was an interesting call. It looked like it went off of Duncan Robinson. Cavs fans seem to agree.
Kenny Atkinson mild-mannered on that Cavaliers bench. Well, there was that feeling, you know, if Miami is going to make this any kind of a series, this was the game that they wanted to have. Hit the ground running with the 2 playing road wins last week. Long layoff for Cleveland. Would they be a little bit rusty as Eric Spoelstra and company trying to catch them here? What would be a stunner in game 1?
Well, you've got a lot of experience in the playoffs. Robinson, Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Wiggins winning a championship at Golden State. So you've got guys on your team that understand what it takes to win in the postseason, winning 6 of 7 on the road, and as a lower seed, you have to win on the other team's home court.
Merrill fights his way into the paint. Out of Mitchell, 11 to shoot. What a matchup there. The 2 Mitchells going at it. Mitchell, guy who will not back down from anyone in this league with what he can do defensively as he's whistled for his 4th personal.
And what I love about the Miami Heat zone is they don't play it in large doses. They throw it at you when you're coming out of a timeout with a drawn-up play. And what it does is it takes the ball out of the hands of your designated playmakers. As Ty Jerome knocks down another tough floater.
What an incredibly difficult shot by Jerome. Made it look easy. It was not. And he's got 14 off the bench. Davion Mitchell, now to Bam, free throw line jumper. That's good.
And again, great things happen when Davion Mitchell drives, draws defenders, and allows Bam Adebayo to step comfortably into that mid-range jump shot.
19 for Adebayo. Mitchell catch and shoot as he pulls from deep. 28 from Mitchell. He missed his first 7 from 3, and he's hit 2 straight. Cavs lead back to 11. Adebayo with that movement, just incredible for a guy at his size.
And Bam reminding everybody that he's a versatile big as well. I think the Heat doing a great job playing through him in the mid-range.
So 9 and change left to play. Early stages, 4th quarter. Jerome at the free throw line. Into the paint. Good movement. Okoro, high arching 3. A little bit too much. So 3 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Here comes Mitchell to the rack, and he puts it up and in.
And Mitchell doing a great job not passing on that one, going head to the rim. Cavs hesitant to come, but Strus, I've got to think Strus has got to be coming back in this ball game as Ty Jerome knocks down a much-needed 3 for the Cavs.
Ty Jerome, career highs across the board, every major statistical category. Adebayo, flat-footed 3, and he buries it.
His first 3, he looks up, says thank you. That's a shot that he's capable of knocking down.
7-point game with 8:20 left in regulation. Jerome into the corner. This is Okoro again. So Cleveland now from 3, 13 of 35 tonight. This is Davion Mitchell going to get him reset as we come up on the 8-minute mark. Miami right now playing through Adebayo. Double team with Mobley coming over. 5 seconds to shoot. Bam in trouble. Fades. Missed everything. Just swallowed up by Mobley, who came over to help. We got a whistle here. Robinson trying to fight his way through the Merrill screen. And a little shove there from Donovan Mitchell. Boy, Mitchell's fortunate that he didn't get teed up.
And Duncan Robinson pleading his case over Merrill. Donovan Mitchell doesn't like it. Right here, Duncan Robinson meeting Merrill at the point of attack. I agree. That's a foul. Even in the playoffs, that's a foul. And then Donovan Mitchell doesn't like it. Lucky he didn't get a technical on that play.
Boy, this thing has been intense right from the start. First ever playoff meeting between these two franchises. Jerome, he connects on another 3-point jack.
Ty Jerome has 20 of the Cavs' 23 bench points tonight.
Ty Jerome in his NBA playoff debut. Unbelievable. Kenny Atkinson talked about those supporting cast players, how important a role that they would have in this postseason. And boy, has Ty Jerome come to play tonight here in game one.
And one way to get the Miami Heat out of their zone or their junk defense is to have shooters like Jerome come in and light it up. 14 made threes for Cleveland. As Wiggins goes to the line for 2.
Second personal on Merrill, and Wiggins hits on the first. The NBA on TNT is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Candace, what are you thinking about here if you're exposed for 7:26 left? Wiggins hits on both, and we got an 8-point game.
Well, right here, I think with the amount of shooters you have on the floor, you got to match up. There's no more zone after this. Miami's done a great job of being within striking distance, but right now they're going to have to rely on their half-court man-to-man defense to lock up the Cavs.
Shot clock at 7. Jerome defended by Hero as he takes his turn on Jerome with a leaner, missed it, and Jerome's going to the free throw line.
And Eric Spoelstra cannot believe it. Pacing the sideline. Understandably so. #1 seed gets a little bit of home cooking on that, but you talk about the night Jerome has put together. 7 of 12, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, 20 points.
Just think of
Backcourt has been the story.
Candace, the crazy run it's been for Jerome. Remember, first-round pick of Philly, never played a game for them after they took him in that 2019 draft. Traded the Phoenix 1 year, 2 years with the Thunder, 1 year with Golden State before finally landing with Cleveland in the summer of 23. Then the ankle injury, second game of the season last year. His first year with the Cavs, missed the entire rest of the year. We mentioned the fact that they didn't make any big roster changes, but you get him basically a new addition this year to add to what they already had. One of the reasons why this team won more than 60 games. Hero lost the handle at another critical Heat turnover. Jerome, 21 points, working on the perimeter, into the corner. Merrill, got it!
Remember, they're taking away the paint. They just want the paint. We got to make great paint decisions. Offensively, pace, especially against the zone. Bring it up with pace against the zone. Don't slow down. Down, down. Got to talk. Red. Get in. Stay there, Jay. Stay.
Kenny Atkinson, the 57-year-old head coach, announced as a finalist for the Coach of the Year. And what has been just a remarkable year one for him and his staff in Cleveland. Just fascinating to hear him coach his team. Candace, in on your point, pace against this Heat zone defense.
And him coaching on the offensive end, but especially on the defensive end, identifying where the Heat were trying to go.
Offensive rebound tracked down by Adebayo. Highsmith, boy, Bam had great position.
You got to throw it in the air. You got Bam Adebayo against Garland, a guard. You have to put that in the air for Bam.
Real danger zone here for Miami. Allen steamrolling to the rack.
And right here, Allen doing a great job of that jet cut, but Miami, they got to figure out a way to get Tyler Hero going. Cavs read the scouting report, play in, average 30 points per game. Davion Mitchell gets the 2, but Tyler Hero has not had a basket since the 10-minute mark in the third quarter.
It's a testament to this Cleveland defense. Everyone talks about their offensive prowess. Defense has been incredible, and speaking of which, Ty Jerome having himself a night.
And a flex cam. I think that's 3 flexes on the night for Ty Jerome, getting a tough and one right here against Tyler Hero. Ty Jerome has been such a bright spot. 23 points in 22 minutes.
Ty Jerome thinks he's back in Charlottesville tonight. Holy smokes. And the balance, you look at the score sheet for Cleveland. 23 for Jerome off the bench. Donovan Mitchell, 28. Everyone knows what he's going to bring. 21 for Garland. Kenny Atkinson said, who's going to be that fifth player for us? That fifth starter could be Jerome on certain nights. As Miami with a turnover, Tyler Hero now. Frustration starting to boil over for Miami.
And Tyler Hero has had trouble getting open all night long against this Cavs defense. Merrill drawing the assignment on that one, getting an offensive foul, but it's got to be something that you got to look at if you're Miami in ways to get Tyler Hero free.
Very excellent defense. Hero trying to stay in front of Jerome. Unbelievable. It's been his night. Jerome has 17 of the Cavs' last 25 points. Unreal. And then it's Davion Mitchell trying to keep the Heat within striking distance.
And Davion Mitchell drawing the assignment of Jerome. Tyler Hero getting the switch. If Jerome knocks this down.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding?
Ty Jerome's got 28 points in his NBA playoff debut. He is making this place his own personal playground tonight. Kai Smith spots up from 3. Rebound Strus. And right now it is all Cleveland.
And Garland outlets it to Ty Jerome as the crowd goes crazy. They want more from potential sixth man of the year. Ty Jerome is just taking matters into his own hands.
Davion Mitchell, quick 2. Kenny Atkinson's going to get a timeout, and everyone's going to catch their breath. But Ty Jerome has stolen the show here in Cleveland.
Right here, scouting report might say go under. Ty Jerome says not tonight.
Welcome back to Cleveland. And yes, Shooter's Paradise has broken out. Ty Jerome, swing, swing. We like to say leave it. And as the song says, Candace, let him cook because he's rolling. He's shooting the midi. And in transition, he's letting it fly. Donovan Mitchell, there's Garland. When your teammates see you rolling like that, Candace, they let you cook. Ty Jerome on fire.
You talk about Ty Jerome coming out and countering that Miami Heat zone. He did it with pace, just like Kenny Atkinson said. He also did it with the ball in his hand in the attacking defense. I mean, they say role players play well at home, right?
Holy cow.
I don't know about this well.
Unbelievable. Garland gets a 3. And right now the Cavs trying to put him to sleep here in game 1.
Garland blew a kiss on that play, Sparrow.
Boy, Miami had this thing down to 5 points before they got hit with multiple uppercut punches. Hero finally his first basket. Candace, you hit it earlier, since the 10:01 mark of the third quarter.
Right here, Garland. Tyler Hero being on the other end of switches as he blows a kiss. That might be it. We'll see when we come back.
Cleveland is challenging defensive personal foul called on Strus.
The Fisher Review is presented by Zoom. Work happy with Zoom AI Companion.
Here in Cleveland, time now for a TNT game break presented by PayPal, and the fun just getting started on TNT. We will get you to Houston, game one of what promises to be just an incredible series. Steph getting himself warmed up. Jimmy Butler, game one, Golden State and Houston. Game that'll tip right around 9:35 Eastern. Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller, Allie LaForce, and we will be watching. What a series that is going to be.
And Ime Udoka being loud and proud about holding Steph to 3 points the last time they played, but Tyler Hero on the drive.
This is, by the way, a coach's challenge. Kenny Atkinson notifying the officials the call on the floor is a defensive foul against Max Strus. They gave Hero the continuation. As Miami hoping to make one more push here. Candace with 3:05 left.
Strus looked like he might have got him with the off arm. Now, whether the refs rule that as incidental contact or not, we shall see.
After replay review, there's no illegal contact by Adebayo or Strus. Both the contacts are marginal. Therefore, there's no foul on the play. The basket will be scored. It's successful. The challenge is successful, so Cleveland will retain their second challenge. The ball be inbound on the baseline.
All right, interesting. So no whistle. They do give Hero the basket. It's one that you don't usually see. Officials all over it. Terrific crew here with David Guthrie, Courtney Kirkland, and Eric Dalen. But you're right, you hit it. The defense that Cleveland has played on Tyler Hero, who had 38 in Chicago and then 30 on Friday, just sensational.
You talk about Tyler Hero and his ability to get his own shot. Well, he's got to get open to be able to do that. And the Cavs have done a great job of face guarding, making things difficult for him coming off of screens, up to touch on every possession. And his two early looks were the only free, uncontested jump shots he got all night.
Tyler Hero, if you've just hopped on with his 7 of 18 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 21 points. Officials a little bit of a delay here. They're still talking to the scoreboard operators. Okay, just trying to get something set with the numbers on the monitor. And it looks like they're finally ready to go. So 114-98. Cleveland with Mitchell, Mobley, Garland, Jerome, and Allen. Cleveland Cavaliers, the 1 seed in the East for the first time since their NBA championship season in 2016. Allen has his pocket picked, and now they're going to get Highsmith on a reach-in. And he's got to be careful here as we are down to 2:48 remaining.
And Miami jumping Ty Jerome on that pick and roll, not letting him cook anymore. Allen rolling. Cavs are going to have to adjust to that as they got away with a lucky one, throwing it over the top of the Miami defense.
So penalty situation with Miami over the limit. And Jared Allen, the 26-year-old, 8th-year vet, 71% free throw shooter, hits on the first. The chase for the cup continues Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern with the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings on TBS and Max. Everyone trying to figure out, is this Cleveland team ready to take that next step? Just think of the 2-1 seeds. Cleveland in the East, Oklahoma City in the West. Two exceptional, remarkable seasons. But until you do it, Candace, in the playoffs, those questions will always be there.
Well, it's a great test for them. You're playing a Miami Heat team that not many 1 seeds want to face in the first round. And Kenny Atkinson said the Cavs have welcomed it. They want this test because it's going to make them better for later, whatever later might be.
Mitchell poked away by Wiggins. Garland. That's the kind of night it's been for Cleveland.
And just hustle play after hustle play. I know that won't show up on the stat sheet, but as a leader, the way you set the tone is not only scoring, but what Donovan Mitchell has done is come up with the loose ball. He's been the first to the floor, and because of that, he tapped it out to Garland, and Garland knocks down the 3.
Or you wondered, would there be rust for this Cleveland team? They had about a week off. As Garland fires again, deep shot, too much, rebound Hero. Allen, a little poke from the back, and we're down to 90 seconds. And that Now it looks like Eric Spoelstra is going to wave the white flag. Miami Heat showing some of their fight, but the Cavs just had too much.
And the Cavs getting it done from their backcourt. But right here, this is what I'm talking about. Donovan Mitchell has had solid decision-making today. He's gotten to the paint. He's been the first to the floor. He's gotten to loose balls. He's gotten to the free throw line. I mean, that's what you want from your leader. You talk about their backcourt. 28 and 27 for Garland, and then Ty Jerome coming in with 28 points off the bench.
Here we sat with Kenny Atkinson before the game, and he talked about the first conversation that he had after he got the job with Donovan Mitchell. And he said the first thing that Donovan told me was, Evan is the key. And Kenny said it was such a relief to hear my best players say that, because the buy-in from Donovan Mitchell, the franchise player, was the most important objective for the new coach, empowering Mobley to take the next step offensively, and all the supporting cast players. Ty Jerome, who's been just incredible tonight, just all goes back to that conversation between the coach and his star.
Well, you talk about being able to unlock your stars and unlock your team. As Donovan Mitchell, rightfully so, gets a standing ovation walking off the court in game one. A lot more work to do, but this has been solid for the Cavs. Coming in, setting their tone, and countering the Miami Heat runs. That's when doubt creeps in as an upper seed, is when number 8 seed makes a run. Donovan Mitchell silencing it, Jerome silencing it. I mean, huge day.
So that little moment between Atkinson and Mitchell, as those two hope they got 15 more of these wins as they take their first steps into the NBA postseason. This is Dean Wade as we play now inside of a minute. Open look at a three from Jalen Tyson, and an offensive rebound tracked down by Craig Porter Jr. As both coaches have emptied their benches. 45 seconds, Wade underneath, good cut by Porter. And back comes Miami. Nikola Jovic into the corner. This is Jaime Jaquez, who was a rotation player for this Miami team last year, has fallen out of the mix. And he misses badly in the corner.
And it is difficult to sit for that long and then come in and knock down a jump shot, but the Cavs have to be proud of the way that they played today. It's one thing to do what you do in the regular season. It's another thing to be tested by a Miami Heat franchise that's used to being here in game one. There's a lot of change that's going to happen within this series. There's going to be adjustments you got to expect from Eric Spoelstra, but as a whole, the Cavs being able to do it without shooting tremendous from beyond the arc, but getting contributions from Ty Jerome.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, the #1 seed in the East, begin their postseason bid with a convincing win in game one of this best-of-7 first-round series against Miami. 121-100. They blow it open with that fourth quarter push, and the Heat just never had the answers down the stretch. What a performance by Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Ty Jerome, again in his first ever NBA playoff game, Candace. Unbelievable 28 points in 26 minutes off the bench.
Ty Jerome came in here and set the tone, and he's got to be proud of his performance today, coming off the bench, doing a great job. But let's hear from 3DZ with the man of the night, Spider Mitchell.
All right, thanks, Candace. The last 5 games of the season, you had the ankle injury, rest versus rust. How you feeling?
Feeling great. You know, the biggest thing is, you know, finding my way, easing my way into it, trusting my teammates. And when you look at the way the production, you know, it's across the board. So I feel good. It's a good win, but we got more to do.
The last time I saw you was in Orlando, Ty Jerome goes off. You trust your teammates. What type of performance is that tonight?
I mean, you got to keep showing up. That's really what it is. You got to keep coming to the game. But no, like, that's who Ty is, man, the ultimate confidence guy. And I've been saying, you know, the thing that makes us special, it could be anybody, any night. He capitalized tonight. He's going to be a key factor for us throughout the series.
You told me Evan Mobley was the key for y'all going to the next level. How big was his performance on both ends of the floor?
Man, you know, he's a guy like I said, he's protecting the paint, getting rebounds. Obviously, he didn't score as much as he typically does, but, you know, you really can't, you know, the points don't really show what he does for us on a nightly basis. Him and Jared Allen, phenomenal down there, making it tough. We need that from the rest of the series.
We know heat culture is real. What can you learn from that to get ready for game 2?
Understand it's going to up the physicality. You know, it's one game. You know, we didn't accomplish anything. We just took care of our first job at home, and understand that, and like I said, I got a lot of respect for that organization. They got a lot of guys, and led by Spo. I'll be ready for game 2.
Appreciate you, Spider.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys, Spider-Man.
All right, Dennis, what a performance. Mitchell, 30 points, and the Cleveland Cavaliers get game 1 here in Cleveland, 121-100. For Candace Parker, Dennis Scott, rest of our TNT crew, Spiro Dini saying good night from Cleveland. We'll break, get you to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta, and then game 1 between Golden State and Houston next on TNT.